intuitively slay Genma. As fates intertwine, will you cut down those that stand?
大家好，我是阿汤哥，欢迎来到我的频道。
Onimusha, Way of the Sword, launches on Nintendo Switch 2, September 25th. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop. Your unwritten epic begins. Dragon's Dogma 2, Dark Arisen is heading to Nintendo Switch 2. You are the Arisen, a hero burdened with the fate of slaying the dragon who has taken your heart. In this expanded version of Dragon's Dogma 2, explore the new land of Norgate. Seek out spoilers and praise them to reveal new weapons, armor, or skills. With these arms at the ready, take down powerful monsters in this single-player action RPG adventure. From a fighter specializing in close-range combat to a mage skilled in spell casting, choose the vocation that fits your playstyle. Plus, you can lead up to 3 pawns, custom companions who act on their own. When taking on massive monsters, you can climb them to strike their weak points. Fighting alongside your pawns is key to victory. In a world between dark and light, embark on an adventure and tell a tale all your own. What fate awaits the Arisen and their pawns? Dragon's Dogma 2, Dark Arisen, launches on Nintendo Switch 2, October 9th. Otherworldly endeavors await.
哦，那个头在这边，我再想想看它怎么用。
Been driven to the brink of annihilation by mysterious life forms called the Naytiba. Now, join Eve on her mission to save humanity and reclaim the planet. Engage in high-speed combat that focuses on timing. Then find your opening and strike. Defeat enemies to acquire new skills. Then strategically deploy them to fit the situation. Can you save humanity and reclaim Earth for humankind? Stellar Blade launches on Nintendo Switch 2 this year. Blast off in the 2-player co-op adventure Orbitals. Protect your home in an expedition across the galaxy. There are many interstellar areas to explore. Melt ice to make a path. Activate devices in time with the beat. Escape from incoming enemies and more. Brave the dangers ahead in your voyage through the stars. 2 players can also work together locally or online using GameShare. Work together and overcome the crisis of the cosmos. Orbitals launches exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system September 3rd. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop. Journey through the Glade of Dreams in this bold reimagining of Rayman Legends. When a shadowy villain starts spreading corruption, it's up to Rayman and his friends to leap, glide, and punch their way through charming and colorful worlds. Ride dragons across realms. Dive into 4 new musical stages and enjoy more added content. Up to 4 players can go out on a limb in local co-op. You can also play a revamped version of Kung Fu using GameShare locally or online. Rayman Legends Retold launches on Nintendo Switch 2, October 1st. It's a great day for a big walk. Get lost with friends in this online co-op walking and talking adventure. Set off through a peaceful world, brimming with challenges, puzzles, and lots of things to discover. Enjoy the sights and sounds as you work together to find your way around. Use all sorts of tools to stay in touch. And figure out new methods of communicating if you're in a pickle. They might even be a little unconventional. And if you're not quite up to adventuring, you can always just relax with your pals. Enjoy the sunset, dance the night away, Or steal something from a friend and kick it into the ocean. You know, the usual stuff. You can also use mouse controls or hang out with friends using cross-platform play. After all, spending quality time together is the best part of a big wall. Strolling onto Nintendo Switch 2, August 4th. Season the seas. Build your very own floating restaurant with the Straw Hat crew. Cook up recipes with Sanji. Craft the menu. Decorate it to your liking. Then serve your customers as you run the restaurant. By searching for and collecting ingredients, you'll expand your menu offerings. Use devil fruit abilities to prepare piping hot steaks. Or whip up tongue-tingling tauntaun noodles. You can make all sorts of delicious dishes. Spend in-game money to change up the restaurant's interior and expand it to attract even more customers. Over 400 characters from the One Piece series will appear. Mouse controls are also supported on Nintendo Switch 2. Get ready for a feast of epic proportions in One Piece Grand Gourmet, sailing onto the Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch systems October 23rd.
Keep adventuring in Pokemon Pokopia, even beneath the sea. Explore the world on the ocean floor with a free update. By using the new move Dive, you can enjoy life with Pokemon living under the sea. Plant grass, build structures, and expand your towns underwater. This free update is scheduled to release in August 2026. And there's more! The Pokemon Pokopia Expansion Pass paid DLC is
是怎样？这搞不
Discover
懂
a
啊！
brand new town, Bubbly Basin. There you'll find new furniture, new outfits, and new friends. The Pokemon Pokopia Expansion Pass paid DLC will be available later today on Nintendo eShop. Part 1 of the paid DLC, Bubbly Basin, launches this August. Part 2 and Part 3 will launch at a later date. Look out for more details in the future.
是
We hope you're looking forward to more content for Pokemon Pokopia via a free update and paid DLC. Next, please take a look at this.
This is the Dangdon Empire, a prosperous land ruled by the gods. The capital, Daxian, plays host to the heroic games, the winner of which is granted one wish. Powerful fighters from across the land have gathered to participate. The story revolves around 4 heroes. A young boy determined to win the games to save his imprisoned father. Dietrich, a swordsman ever on the hunt for a stronger foe. Theodora, a queen seeking to fulfill the long-held dream of her homeland. And Lita, a musician with her sights set on revenge. Guide whichever character you choose to victory. They weave their own unique tale. Between matches, you can strengthen your forces in different ways. Hone your techniques at the training grounds.
Figuring it out.
Recruit new allies. Or travel beyond Daxian's walls to gain experience. How you spend your free time is up to you. Combat takes the form of turn-based tactical battles. Consider your weapon's range and your unit's strengths on the battlefield. Plus,
这个转场直播我是不太会啦，
techniques.
我烦。
Using these techniques to the fullest, you might turn the tide of battle.
Rejoice with me at the advent of the underworld.
We look upon the promised one, who will route you here and guide the living to salvation. How did it feel to upheave the world? Be gone from us, the darkest.
Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave that launches September 17th. Alongside the standard edition, there will be a special edition, the Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave Dagden Collection, that launches the same day. Please look forward to it. Let's continue with
这是图片吗？看一下。
Welcome to the next level of ninja battles. The first part of Ninja 2 is sneaking onto Nintendo Switch 2. After accidentally breaking a forbidden seal, you're stranded on an uncharted planet. Overcome the dangers lurking here to safely return to Earth in this open-world action-adventure. Use Ninja Gum to freely traverse this vast world in search of clues to get back home. You can also blow a bubble to float in the air. Defeat enemies blocking your path with weapons crafted from Ninja Gum. You can even summon buddies with Gum Ninjutsu to unleash powerful attacks. Additionally, up to 4 ninja can team up in local or online multiplayer to chew through tough battles. The first part of Ninja 2, The Uncharted Planet, launches exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system next spring. The DK Challenge barrels in. Coming to Nintendo Switch Online on Nintendo Switch 2,
yeah.
the limited time DK Challenge event. Take on challenges across many Donkey Kong games available with Nintendo Classics. By completing them, you can earn and enjoy collectible digital challenge cards. And if you have Donkey Kong Bonanza, you can attempt even more challenges. Try out ones geared for beginners, or take on developer challenges for something with a bit more punch. Rediscover Donkey Kong games, play challenges, and complete your card collection. DK Challenge can be accessed via the Nintendo Switch Online app on the home menu of your Nintendo Switch 2. You'll be able to barrel through these limited time challenges starting later today. Plus, in the Donkey Kong Bonanza, DK Island and Emerald Rush paid DLC, a limited time collaboration with Super Mario Bros. Is breaking through. Joy outfits for DK and Pauline, inspired by Mario and Luigi. Plus, there are coins, super mushrooms, question blocks, and more. Experience Emerald Rush as you've never seen it before with a Super Mario Bros. Twist. This limited-time collaboration event will be held in 4 waves, with the first wave beginning later today. From the creators of Vampire Survivors, the latest game from the makers of Vampire Survivors, Jujutsu Kaisen Rumble Survivathon, casts a spell onto Nintendo Switch 2. Up to 8 players can compete online for the top spot in the Survivors Royale. At the start of a match, players don't battle directly. Instead, take down enemies on your own map to earn points. Each time you earn 100 points, you can add a rule to your run, including ones that hinder other players.
它这直接就出现了，奇怪。
Final battle between the top 2 players. Who will be the final survivor? More than 20 characters from the Jujutsu Kaisen series appear. Characters can be unlocked just by playing. Battle online with players near and far, or go it alone against computer-controlled opponents. Exorcise curses, dominate rivals, and rise to the top. Jujutsu Kaisen Rumble Survivathon launches on Nintendo Switch 2 this year. Are you up for the challenge in these games? Brutal, unforgiving battles storm onto Nintendo Switch 2. In a forsaken world, a looming darkness devours all in its path. Now, only one kingdom endures. Defy the will of the gods to save what remains of humanity. Master brutal melee combat, devastating sorceries, and lethal ranged attacks. Test your mettle against towering abominations on your journey across the realms of the living and the dead. Hero must rise for a god to fall. Lords of the Fallen 2 launches on Nintendo Switch 2 this fall. Enter a darkly elegant world based on the story of Pinocchio in Lies of P. In a city under siege, you must fight rampaging mechanical puppets and seek the cause of this upheaval while confronting your own humanity. Take on enemies using customizable weapons and prosthetic arms that allow you to swap between different abilities. Know this, the lies you tell will alter your fate. Lies of P Complete Edition, which includes Overture, a prequel expansion to the main game, launches on the Nintendo Switch 2 system August 6th. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop. The most recent entry in the legendary Devil May Cry series is slashing its way onto Nintendo Switch 2. Play as Nero, Dante, V, and Virgil, each armed with different battle styles. You fight off hordes of demons and epic bosses. Pull off stylish attacks, dodges, and combos with your vast arsenal of weapons and skills. Enjoy thrilling, high-octane combat, 60 frames per second, TV mode, in both TV mode and handheld mode. Additional content such as character colors, Devil Breaker weapons for Nero are included. Devil May Cry Hunter Edition on Nintendo Switch 2, June 23rd. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop.
Enter a mystical land. Six souls all towards their own destiny.
Let's show up these bombs. 7 die 7 days from now.
Action R18 for the ages. Awaits those who fear the demon blades. Muramasa, Revenant Blades.
Nintendo Switch 2 editions of these 3 Xenoblade Chronicles games are incoming.
刚刚
3 games run at 60 frames per
我在
second
搞
with 4K
很
resolution
烦
in TV mode or Full HD in handheld mode. In-game cutscenes also have enhanced resolution and frame rate. Not only that, but you can travel on a high-speed vehicle in the first game, control blades to fight mercenary squad battles in the second, and put your strength to the test against waves of enemies in the third. There's also a variety of other content added to each of the 3 games. More details will be revealed at a later date. The digital version of Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, and the Upgrade Pack will be available later today. The physical version launches on July 30th. The Nintendo Switch 2 editions of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and Xenoblade Chronicles 3 will be available on the dates shown on screen.
3 Xenoblade Chronicles games are getting Nintendo Switch 2 editions. The new features will be added to each title, so we hope you'll check them out. And a new story in the Xenoblade series is about to begin. Here are some early moments from the game.
アニマは世界の源である。いつも、今、でも、世界を構成するそのすべて、大地を流れるアニマが時を変えたもの。そして戦いを決するのは、いつもアニマとその力を自在に振るう騎士だ。
この剣なのに初めて上手し強化ルーコス。
その石はアニマ植石。騎士の力を増幅させるだけでも、そのものの行動や思いも刻みます。だからのあなたの学院生活もすべて、その石と共にあると思います。今日の訓練は実践を想定してのもの。
力の使い方、なんとなく分かってきますね。
騎士って人殺しの職業で、奪われた側はどう思うんだ。
真実見つけたのね。
真の人の魂、ドラゴンの炎で浄化することで罪を。
田舎貴族の限界を教えて。
あいつ伝えるぞ。超速なしで騎士の力。
生たち、すべてはアニマと共にある。
帰るのさ、あの場所に。
さあ、始まるわよ。
怎么点的都没有反应呢？很烦欸。
兄上、行ってまいります。
ここは6つの太陽に照らし出された。そこで人々は知ることになる。溢れた神の恨みが倒されてはいないことか。
Xenoblade Genesis marks a new beginning. What kind of story do you think will be told? Please look forward to future updates. Next, please take a look at this.
Welcome to Woohoo Island, home to all kinds of sports. Coming to Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo Switch Sports Resort, the latest game in the series. Use the Joy-Con 2 controllers as rackets, bows, or even handles. There are 12 sports to choose from, all with intuitive motion control. Let's go over them. Punch, guard, counter, and outmaneuver for the knockout in boxing. Make quick shots to keep your opponent on their toes. In table tennis, aim for the center of the target and let that arrow fly. In archery, enjoy rallies with different types of shots in tennis. Bump, set, and spike in volleyball. Roll the ball straight or give it a spin to strike big in bowling. Dribble, pass, and shoot to score in basketball. Adjust your shot's power, then swing your club in golf. Battle with one thumb to hand your opponent a defeat in thumb wrestling. Ride through the course using mouse controls in skateboarding. Steer with handles and coast along the waves in power cruising. Tilt the controller and fly around freely in prop plane. Plus, you can warm up for these sports with jump rope. You can create and play as a sportsman or me character. Enjoy playing all kinds of sports on Nintendo Switch 2. Nintendo Switch Sports Resort launches exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system October 22nd. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop.
Nintendo Switch Sports Resort is coming to Nintendo Switch 2. We showed all the sports included, but since we have the opportunity, let's try one of the new sports, thumb wrestling.
Before the match, let's go over the rules. Hold down your opponent's thumb for 3 seconds, and you'll win. If yours gets pinned, just shake the controller to break free. And if you keep your thumb held down, it'll get bigger and stronger. You'll need this to claim victory.
Here's to a great thumb wrestling match. The thumb moves, just like this. Here we go. Let's have a good match. Oh, got him right away. Oh, they broke free. All right. Let's try this. Oh, both thumbs. Oh, go, go, go. Hold it. Oh, they broke free again. You have to keep them pinned.
这是怎样啊？
Nope. Wait, wait, wait. Ooh. I was worried for a second there. Okay, the thumb started to sparkle, and the nail got bigger. Ah, hold on a second. That's not how it's supposed to go. Okay, everything is fine.
除了这边聊天室没有
Thumb returned to normal. Ooh,
没有连接呢，不知道什么。
now let's try. Oh, I got deflected. Ah, wait a minute. Ah, I lost. Please wait a little longer for Nintendo Switch Sports Resort. Let's move on to more headlines.
Survive a land ruled by dragons. The world of RuneScape comes to Nintendo Switch
这是
2.
怎样啊？
An ancient power awakened on the forgotten continent of Ashenfall. Explore a land infused with magic and uncover lost secrets on your journey to face the Dragon Queen. In this survival crafting adventure, delve into the mysteries of Ashenfall amongst the ruins of fallen civilizations. On your expedition, harness the land's transformative magic to gather resources, craft gear, and build shelter. Then, step into battle, forge weapons, sharpen your skills, and face the danger that awaits. Survive the wilds, unveil lost secrets, and challenge dragons in RuneScape Dragon Wild, launching on Nintendo Switch 2 September 15th. Get on board for these games. Customize your own avatar and play in the adorable world of Hello Kitty Partyland. Join the party with over 40 character-themed minigames and several board games. There are over 140 Sanrio characters to meet. Plus, you can choose from 16 partner characters, collect stickers, and so much more. Hello Kitty Partyland launches exclusively on Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch.
我都变蓝色的。
So let's get down there and finish the job.
Blast off for adventure across the Lilac system with Fox McCloud and his crew. A battle for the fate of the galaxy begins. Star Fox launches on Nintendo Switch 2, June 25th. A free demo that includes a tutorial and one of the game's opening stages will be available later today on Nintendo eShop. Hope resonates within the crystals. Get ready for the first Final Fantasy game in HD 2D, Final Fantasy Resonance. This is Lapis, a vast world that is created through the power of crystals. But after the
FF 应该是太空战士吧？
this once thriving world lies on the brink of annihilation. Now Rain, a knight of Brandshelf, must journey across the realm with his companions to stop the Veritas. In thrilling turn-based battles, call upon visions of iconic Final Fantasy heroes from other worlds to take down monsters. Can you uncover the truth behind the Veritas and the secrets the crystals hold? Final Fantasy Resonance launches on the Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch systems October 22nd. A weird, whimsical world is waiting. Niku Niku returns in a new 3D puzzle exploration adventure. What do giant fruit, malevolent robot frogs, and an all-powerful potato have in common? Nothing, other than a shadowy conspiracy, of course. Meet a cavalcade of curious characters, each with their own problems and puzzles to solve. But beneath this seemingly happy world lies a sinister plot to squeeze the locals for all their work. Time to join the resistance by using Piku's surprising abilities. Help solve the people's problems in surprising and downright oddball ways. Feeling baffled by these affable denizens? Embrace these strange encounters and bring about an ultimate understanding. And in this sequel, navigate and explore in full 3D as you discover the secrets of this vivid, colorful world. Get ready to wander, solve, and gossip in Piku Niku 2, launching on Nintendo Switch 2 next year.
Prepare for an all-new monster-filled adventure.
都是在讲 Switch 2的游戏吧？
Two girls find themselves lost in the kingdom of Littlewood. There, they gain the power to turn monsters into friends.
Spot a monster you fancy? Count it. Win it over, and it's all fight by your side. That's not all. Emphasize 2 monsters to create more powerful allies. Now, take on the most fearsome of foes, with a team that's uniquely your own. Adventure is calling, and it's monstrously fun. Dragon Quest Monsters, the Wizard World.
About time you got here. In the ancient blood sovereign's honor. Lungs, each crying for blood.
Finally here. Worthy spirit.
What's that? Next, we have more news about an upcoming treasure hunting game.
Hey everyone, here's some fresh news about Splatoon Raiders, a new single-player focused adventure. Check out this neat little place, the hideout ship out on the water. There's Deep Cut, a trio of swashbuckling musicians. And this scrappy individual? That's you. Let's call this handy youth the mechanic. The 4 of them are using the hideout ship as their hub, hunting for treasure across these landmasses, the Spiralite Islands. Alright, time for a quick dive. Looks like the treasure they're after is at the base of those lights. But there's a bunch of aggressive creatures called salmonids in the way. And when you get too close, they'll attack immediately. The salmonids aren't pushovers either, so you shouldn't go it alone. That's where this comes in, the exploration bot. A member of Deep Cut pilots it during your treasure hunts and attacks automatically. Launches you in the air for extra height, and even gets out of the bot to unleash special moves like this. You'll also get support in the form of gadgets. There's one that continuously fires ink after it's placed. Another that slices through enemies. Another that spins ink around you, and more. And the best part, you can use them together. It'd be nice if that made things easier, though. So to recap, do not underestimate the salmonids. Yikes, this is tougher than it looks. But the salmonids aren't the only powerful ones around here. In battles, you, the mechanic, will also get stronger by leveling up. And you can customize all sorts of upgrades to fit your playstyle. Oh, looks like time's up. There are even more details to cover in the upcoming Splatoon Raiders Direct, airing on June 30th. And in the smart device app Nintendo Today, see the story events leading up to Splatoon Raiders with daily comics ahead of launch. Plus, in collaboration with this game, there's going to be a special Splatfest in Splatoon 3. The theme looks like it's about Splatoon Raiders. Details will be announced here. Look out for more info in the future. Don't forget to check this out, too. See ya!
So what did you think? Splatoon Raiders is just around the corner. We'll also be releasing new Joy-Con 2 controllers inspired by Deep Cut. We hope you're looking forward to it. Let's see some more headlines.
Awaken your power.
Heed me, O kingless. Whosoever hath truly earned the greatest faith of the citizenry shall ascend to throne and crown by right of kings.
This is the United Kingdom of Uchronia, inhabited by 8 tribes. The next king shall be decided by the will of the people. By decree of the king, as his face floats in the sky, the tournament for the throne begins. As the realm grapples with its first ever election, those vying for the throne put their plans into action. As one of the throne's candidates, you'll travel across the kingdom, forging bonds with compelling characters along the way. Various enemies stand in your path. There are monsters roaming this world, well as other candidates, and strange beasts known as humans. Control your destiny and change the world in Metaphor ReFantasia, launching on the Nintendo Switch 2 system November 12th. Create, explore, survive. A dedicated Nintendo Switch 2 version of Minecraft is on the way. Dig into your Minecraft adventure on Nintendo Switch 2 with support for vibrant visuals. And embark on a journey across a world with enhanced lighting and shadow effects. Plus, Nintendo Switch worlds can be carried over, so you can pick up right where you left off. What will you create next? Minecraft launches on Nintendo Switch 2 this year. battle of light and darkness approaches. Filled with memorable adventures, 3 collections of Kingdom Hearts games are coming to Nintendo Switch 2. Traverse through iconic Disney and Pixar worlds. Befriend all sorts of magical allies. And battle enemies in action RPG combat. Relive these stories or experience them for the first time alongside Sora and his friends as they fight the darkness. If you have the cloud versions on Nintendo Switch, you can transfer your existing save data to these Nintendo Switch 2 games. These 3 collections launch on Nintendo Switch 2 October 8th. A bundle with all 3 compilations, Kingdom Hearts Collection 1 through 3, also launches October 8th. Additionally, a free demo of Kingdom Hearts 3 plus Remind will be available later today on Nintendo eShop.
この世界の構造はとても複雑で、私たちが定義する光と闇を具現化したものは存在しなかった。でもそれを定義するものがこの世界に来たことで、この世界にも私たちの定義する闇が現れた。
How was that? Next is our last announcement. Please take a look.
Long ago, there was a land called Hyrule, created by beings of supreme divinity. Within it, an ancient solitary tree quietly watched over the inhabitants of the farm. These forest dwellers were called the Goki. Each had a family. They lived out their innocent lives in the There was one particular boy who did not have a family.
啊，萨达，十字底啊，这是十字底吧？但又是最经典的作品啊，2026年版的。
The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time will be reborn on Nintendo Switch 2. More details will be announced in the future, so please look forward to them. That's all for today's Nintendo Direct. Earlier this year, Devon-san was appointed as the new president of Nintendo of America. We'd like to conclude this presentation with a few words from Devon-san. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Koizumi-san. Hi, everyone. I'm Devin Pritchard, and after 20 years at Nintendo, one of my favorite things about gaming is still that moment I get to try something new. I watch the trailers, I hear about a game, but the moment I pick up a controller, that's when it all comes together. And for me, that's what games have always been about. Those little moments that surprise me and allow me to immerse myself in different worlds. You can read about a game, you can watch a trailer, but nothing beats seeing it for yourself. And that's a big part of what Nintendo Treehouse Live is about. Getting a closer look, hearing from the teams, and spending more time with the games themselves. So let's get to it. We've got a new Nintendo Treehouse Live ready to go, with a few games I hope you find interesting. And if you enjoyed Splatoon Raiders in today's Nintendo Direct, this July at San Diego Comic-Con, we'll have the game playable on the show floor. Because at the end of the day, I think the best way to understand the game is to pick up the controller and play. Thanks for watching. I'm really looking forward to sharing more of what I love about games and bringing those experiences to all of you. And now it's time for Treehouse Live. Over to you, team.
55到60分钟啊，快结束了吗？
Hi everyone, welcome to Nintendo Treehouse Live. My name is Teresa and I'm joined here by
哦，快结束了哦。
We're here to talk about Star Fox, coming out June 25th. It is a cinematic shooter. We're going to focus on the single player game, and then we'll go into the multiplayer in a later segment. But Dan, why don't you take us away?
Yeah, we're going to start right out here in this new cinema scene, right on the Star Fox Bridge, Bridge of the Great Fox, which is the base for the Star Fox team. The team is just coming out of their VR training session, which is part of the tutorial. And here's we get a little introduction to some of the characters. Falco is their ace pilot, Slippy's the engineer, science expert, Peppy's their veteran uncle who gives them advice, and then Fox McCloud is the leader of the team. And what has happened during their training session is they're getting a call from General Pepper, who's the head of the Corneria Defense Force, and he wants to hire this mercenary team to help them in a fairly desperate situation. As we answer this call, I think we're going to go straight into the campaign here, and when you start the campaign, you're going to be able to select between easy and normal difficulty mode. You can also unlock the expert difficulty mode, which we'll talk about later. You unlock that by getting medals in the various missions. But we're going to start with normal because that's what most people are going to be familiar with. And you can also, before each mission, select single player, co-op or local, co-op game share, which we'll do more about the co-op later. It's great in the single player, and this is another kind of cinema scene where you can see the cinematic storytelling.
And as you mentioned, these cutscenes are new, so they expand upon what we already know about the franchise.
那是心脏火狐啊！
They do a really good job of showcasing each
日本官方直播结束，我这个就是日本官方啊，没有，这是美国官方吗？我这是什么官方？我不懂。可是台湾官方，台湾官方没有直播啊。台湾官方好逊哦。任天堂台湾官方没有直播。我这个应该是美国的吧？这个美国直播啊。
Some decorations here. But yeah, General Pepper here is pretty desperate. He's hiring the Star Fox team to help out on Cornelia, which is under attack by the forces of Andross, who is rampaged through the system, and Star Fox team has to liberate a lot of that system. Here the R-Wing fighters are going to launch out of the Great Fox area, where we'll again see some more details that bring the characters to life. This classic title screen here.
It really does get the title of this cinematic experience.
It's nostalgic, like the music too, like the music.
Oh, so good. The music is great in this game.
Right here, definitely just like sci-fi.
Yeah. Yeah. So Corneria is the main planet. inhabitants. So here you can see some of the details on the R wings as they enter the atmosphere. Each one has its own kind of customization depending on the pilot.
心弹火狐啊！
Differences for yourself and check it out.
哦
Going through a quick system.
更帅了，以前N64版的跟现在比起来差很多啊。
It's unfolding in a very dramatic
可以变形哦。
fashion here, a lot of detail.
But like you mentioned, Dan, it's got that detail that adds that personality, and it's the personality of those characters that they added to their vehicles. Even their outfits too, they really outline their personality, and the role.
If you look really closely, you can even see the wear and tear on these vehicles.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of detail and love put into these.
Yeah, especially as you keep playing through the stages too, like you'll see.
我想说这是最正统的那个官方网站，因为我看它是那个订阅数很多啊，就我们想是美国的，可能人口有差吧。就是美国任天堂美国官方直播，就有直播的是美方跟日本方啊，台湾的任天堂官方就装死，天啊，装死啊！
They can get shot down. You can also shoot them yourself, so you need to be careful of that.
Please don't do that. Friendly fire.
No friendly fire.
You can see, even though we're kind of
没有节目，他们没有节目可以做，只能靠阿汤哥了，没有了，阿汤哥没几个人在看了。
笑死！
然后这个金环不错，金环是分那个类似金币啦，它那个穿过的环这样，它这个环有点像是什么啊？那个音速小子，你知道，他不是音速小子要吃金币嘛，他就吃那个环，你知道吗？金环。他有设为说你是怎样的过关的那个评级啊，评价。 然后吃很多那个金环的话，那就可能会到 S 级这样。那当然也有打肌肉的分数啦。还有你被打也会扣一些分之类的。
Those archways make for a good obstacle course.
I'm going to switch to mouse targeting here to just have a little fun flying through these. Also shoot in this mode.
Okay, we'll see the console of the R-Wing here.
Yeah. Pretty immersive. I'm also going to crash in this mode. We didn't want to go through the arches.
被撞到。
See this other boss, but you can have a lot of fun with that mode. Adds to
这心战火是蛮好玩的，真的。以射击游戏来讲的话，它等于是那种2D 版的，就是这是3D 的嘛，可以比喻说是2D 版的那个雷电呢。那个飞机射击游戏的话，2D 版的不是那个大型电玩，不是有那个雷电嘛？对啊，很有名，就可以就是等于媲美那个，而且这是3D 的战机游戏啊，战斗机游戏。
Yeah, and here we've transitioned into all range mode, which is
打魔王了。
battlefield here. There are borders. If you hit the border, it'll turn you around automatically. But it allows us to fly all the way around this guy and see him from different angles and shoot him from different angles, which is kind of fun because he's got a lot of different parts on him. You shoot his guns, you shoot flags, and just basically have fun with it. But we're not gonna take too long.
That actually gave you an advantage.
很强哎。
Because now it's just a sitting target.
Well, I've fought him a few times. So it's not as bad as I may have more fun with him, but we also want to keep moving through and showing some other parts of the game. So. Yeah, you can experiment with that and have fun with the different bosses and find different things.
炸打那么快就没了，我很像跟刚才连看都没看到，它就结束了。
Didn't even break a sweat. No,
真的，你知道我好游戏不需要特别去介绍，就会有人买。
you can go on different routes through the system. And in this case, since we didn't go through the arches, we're going to be going to Medio. There are alternate paths that might allow us to go to Sector Y or some other different levels. So Medio is fine because that's where we wanted to go. And this is where we're going to show some of the alternate controls. I'm going to pass it over to Gavin.
就美国官方就开始玩起来了，日本官方都是只是真的在单纯介绍，可是像美国官方是开始玩起来。他应该可以再玩1个小时，我的天啊
！Like body language, facial expressions, it's yeah.
Lectures.
Lectures. The way he's like rolling his head, leaning back, like he doesn't care. You can get a really good idea of who each of these characters are.
Also cares. He wants to be successful in the mission. Let's get in there. Not action. He wants to be boss.
Yeah,
他们很欢乐的聊起来了，可惜阿刚哥听不懂。
Yeah, Slippy is very, very into the details of reading the tech and the engineering, constantly checking through everything. And so it's really fun just seeing these cutscenes and seeing how their personalities shine through every action that they do. So as Dan mentioned, we have opened up the path to Medio. But because we want to really show Cloth, I'm going to back resume this campaign and Cloth local. So you'll see here that the Joy-Con 2 controllers get split between the players. So one player becomes the pilot, the other player plays as the gunner. So we're going to go ahead here and set up the controllers. I will be enlisting the role of pilot. I will ask Gab to be my gunner.
It's an honor.
We got this. All right, so we're going to start this mission. And as you're loading the screen, you see at the bottom right, there's a little R-wing that you could actually control. You do a little barrel roll.
Yeah, so you see the controls a little.
I love all these fun.
Yeah,
the experience.
Good luck. A lot.
Thanks, Dan. Why are you foreshadowing?
Yeah, what did you
That's a trick.
I'm so focused.
Wait a minute.
Shooting things.
我觉得美国官方他这个是偏好星战火，我觉得可能会有私心，你知道吗？
Sorry, yeah, hold on a second.
可能是在看那个制作的厂商是哪一家公司。
Really likes playing the classic controls where everything.
很有可能哦。
I do not. I refuse. I think it's hard. So anyway, I got choices, which I appreciate. But you'll see here the details of the controls for each player here. So I can focus on boosting, braking, somersaulting, return, and then Gab will be focused on shooting, throwing bombs, but also answering any calls that kind of come in.
Before we move on, we talked about expert mode. How you unlock that is by getting all the medals across the Lila system. And to do that, you need to keep all of your team members alive, as well as reach a certain hit threshold. We can continue on that.
这已经是有私心的啦。
So for this one, for Medio, it is 200 hits. Others may have different requirements, but you always need to keep your crew members alive. By collecting all of them, again, you get extra.
And to that point, it's not just hitting enemies. That's why you see me shooting all of these meteors, because some of them are breakable and will count towards that hit total.
Yeah, lots of fun ways to get additional hits. One of them is the lock-on with the laser.
I think you go and see.
Oh, there you go. We got plus one right there.
不错。
The other one.
Oh, yes.
Oh, you got the bomb? Nice. Yeah, a lot of times also defeating most.
画面真的很好
drop item.
跟之前的60比还是画面很好。
We saw Dan use a bomb earlier, but we didn't talk about it. Bombs are limited use ammo. Have limited usage. And you pick them up just as you go through.
对，这个回旋。
I was trying to be really, really like smart about it.
像刚刚那个叫那招，你要知道 巡洋还是什么之类，忘记了。
Trying.
就翻转啊，算是翻船。
So you can do what Pepe tells you, or the complete opposite.
它那个有时候是可以来躲敌人飞弹，躲敌人招式。
Incoming message?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nicely done.
Supplies from Rob.
Supplies from Rob 64.
Hey, another.
后面有人，你看对，用这招拉到他背后。
Interested in what you're selling, thank you.
So for any damage, if you collect blue rings, that will restore health. But
刚才那个蓝色的应该是补血吧？
collected before, if you get a total of 3, that will expand your health bar. For anybody that missed that.
Pepe was in trouble when he saved him.
Yeah, nice job.
Good job, man.
The blue bar underneath is for any moves that you do, so you really want to strategize when you break or boost, because that will impact.
哦，那个核弹，刚刚那是大招哎，他就直接在乱射，哦天哪，不行哦，他情急之下乱射。
Sorry.
That's okay.
他有那个核弹，那个
We're communicating.
大招。
We're doing great. Oh, I spoke to you.
Lock in, yeah, lock in.
记得他有这个追踪，有那个光线枪嘛，还有追踪弹跟一个导弹，还有那个嘛那个核弹啊，不是导弹，核弹。
It's very friendly to any.
还有3种攻击方式。然后它这个旋转啊，可以弹开对方的光束，因为旋转类似说防护罩啊，展开防护罩这样。它在旋转，左右翻转啊，它这个类似有无敌时间这样，就是像那个萨达传说啊、狮子体啊，他们有千滚翻无敌，千滚翻受伤不会失血。
So we didn't talk about this, I don't think. But if you collect those touch points, say that you unfortunately lose all your health.
啊，这个是核弹
you're able to
大招啊
go back to that point in the level rather than starting.
You can skip some and start at the very beginning of the level.
Yeah, if you want that challenge.
Rob wants the challenge.
I want the challenge, yeah. Here's the mysterious energy that Flippy was talking about.
Yeah, so we're actually going to not collect all of them, just because we want to keep that element of surprise for those at home that want to.
萨达传说狮子底的话，它就是千滚翻无敌啊。
Collect them also.
它被打到的话，它会有
Keep the surprise for
会有痛的动作，然后身体会红色闪烁，红色闪烁的时候它就无敌了。可是它在那个做前滚翻的动作的时候被打到的话也不会失血，所以它是前滚翻无敌。被打到会有那个受伤的动作嘛？可是他受伤动作，他身体又闪红光啊，闪红光那个时候也是无敌的，所以他是前滚翻无敌，不会失血。
Oh, another reason to keep Flippy around is that you see that bar that just popped up. That's the enemy's hit. That's the boss's health bar.
那个前滚翻他也没办法一直连续用了，因为他每一次的前滚翻中间都会有一点点间隔。
It's nice to have more.
Yeah. Ooh, that's some missiles in the background. Try to. Oh, my boy!
And the Meteor Crusher here wanna avoid shooting shield.
Oh yeah.
然后这个人注意看哦，他左右翻滚，他那个招也真的是无敌啊！他可以把那个敌人的光束枪弹开。
Pepe's warning you of that too. So
yeah. They all play very different but very helpful.
不错的空战游戏啊，蛮好玩的。
He's just kind of fine.
看这个旋转，对。
Actually, he will probably distract some of the missiles from coming after you.
No, you're not.
Yeah, it's a lie. I'm so glad Slippy is still around to tell us that they're wrong.
Yeah.
Their health bar.
Have the health bar?
Questionable.
Not as stupid as you look.
Take the compliment, I guess.
那他在旋转闪避。我 这个的话，它被那种强力攻击打到的话，一样会失血哦。它这个左右侧翻啊，它只能弹掉那个光束枪啊，那个蓝色光束枪就是它射的那种。
Yeah, as you can see, the local co-op is, well, it's very fun, let's say that, but it's also a nice way to kind of divide the work and the tasks. I'm a newbie to this series, so it's nice to be able to focus on just aiming and targeting and not having to avoid obstacles. So thank you for setting me up.
My pleasure. Thanks for being my partner in crime. Or in flight? Yeah, both. Why not both? Let's go.
然后以后那些飞机就有队友会帮你。
As we're gonna close here and just kind of see the end result.
它有3个队友。
The 3 team members alive and gave a little bit more health to Peppy than Dan did for us. Thanks, Dan.
那个绿色那个啊是他的血条，我方战友的血条啊。他刚刚是过完关的时候，他还补血啊。
So anyway. But we're getting new challenges in Hall of Your Data, which is like more lore for the game, and battle banner options, which we'll go into later in the multiplayer segment. But yeah, as we kind of close this kind of area, we're actually going to show a small clip for the game. We want to kind of give you a sneak peek of all the other VO options that are available in the game. So stick around, don't go away, we'll be right back.
There, General.
这是他们都是在推销这款游戏。
Forces are laying siege to Corneria as we speak. Quiero que tu equipo se dirija hasta allí para iniciar una contraofensiva.
Eso es algo que se podría arreglar, general. Está de suerte porque resulta que mi equipo está disponible.
Sauvez Corneria. Libérez le système de l'Ailat et votre prix sera le mien.
Dans ce cas, marché conclu. C'est un plaisir de faire affaire avec vous, général. Preparem as Wings. Temos trabalho a fazer, sai fora.
搞不好是我直播我搞错了，因为他直播日本的，就直播到美国。他们是不是直播？
Welcome back. We're ready to show you another mode that's in the single player of the game. Rob, take it away.
Yeah, so we are entering challenge.
是不是要结束了？
As you can see, the challenge of we have a number of challenges we're trying to complete as we're playing through. We're going to be going on difficulty. By completing all of these challenges, we'll actually unlock an expert difficulty. One of the things with all these different challenges that you unlock, different unlockable by completing each one. We're just going to hop on in and get to gameplay. As I mentioned, we're going to be using the Landmaster, so we're going to be able to see a new vehicle.
Yeah. So you don't just fly the R-Wing. There's other vehicles that you'll be able to experience in this game, which is really cool.
Yeah, all thanks to Slippy. Or Slippy.
The engineer.
Slippy creates these things and they just use them completely untested.
This is the testing.
Just like the R-Wing. Yeah, this is the test. So as you can see,
有战车我第一次看他们有战车。
as Slippy said, so I can use a roll by double tapping R or L to get out of the way. It doesn't give me my my shield that I would generally have here. So lasers more of a dodge. Additionally, I can hover by holding.
有战车
For this challenge, though, I'm going to be swapping between bulky mouse targeting as well as normal controls.
因为星战火狐的话，通常是战斗机而已啊，很少有战车。我像以前玩的时候，好像没碰到没有战车样子，好像没有战车。你想要有战车，还蛮帅的啊。
A bomb could be used.
那 B 核弹吧。
Immediately used it.
For another one. I got a little too early. These guys.
Oh, 是没吃到。
That's alright. You don't need it. I don't need it. You're right.
那个金环很重要。
I used to stop backseat driving for Rob. I want to cheer for his
Landmaster
success.
driving. Landmaster driving.
Well, that's one of the things of the game. It's fun, even if you're not playing. It's just really
金环要吃。
because it's so well made.
跳。
Excited.
帅呀！哎呦，
Explosion.
Oh, nice, Rob. You got a
Damage meter going
challenge.
down. Oh, I did. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. 25.
Airborne enemies.
For this team.
One of the challenges is to save your team members by
核弹
you have to
知道
wait until they targeted attack.
Unwanted attention here.
哦，那个他队友被
Yeah. We're counting.
人追啊，他要救队友，包括他队友会一直被打。这边有东西啊，
Well, South is a fighter pilot. He does not have anything to do with the landmaster.
哇，冲刺！
Excuse me? Oh, I guess I can't get 5 gold rings.
哎呦，
I get a few more coming.
跳！哦，撞到了
Use，some hints to boost over those instead of running.
跳！
Returning of Pepe's advice is also
我在跳！
yeah. Basically, if you listen to him right away, you'll be
哦，那个可以吃啊！
So just
跳
like
跳！
the landmaster.
哎呀，怎么不吃？
Engage there that
喂，知道了。
breathing.
I know, it's like clenching my chair here, like, come on, Rob, you got this.
I know.
我原本还以为他吃不到哎。
Here and there, so I'm just like, oh, I can just double.
那边
Fine, right?
冲那边滚啦，滚过去！好，太慢了。
Control the game.
啊，撞了，
Not these specifically. Those are timings.
这边有东西吧？
There's 2 ways to approach this.
哦，核弹！
Fight the boss.
Yeah, so this is an example of one of those gates.
One thing to note, though, is that you have to do multiple playthroughs to complete all of them. So, going through the boss isn't necessarily
可以看他们在玩，
really
现在在推销这款啊。
Necessarily need to complete all of the challenges in a single run through. Yeah, you can like do this and then try for a different specific challenge.
Yeah, in fact, it's
这款是美国他们开发的，所以他们就讲这一款，强力推荐啊，这样。
You can see the H.
哎呦，天啊！
that's right. He's helping. Here's oh no!
哇哦！对，像那个越南大战哦，就是合金弹头啊，你知道吗？可是它是很响的，不是3D，它也是可以搭那个搭那个战车啊、坦克。哎呦！哎呦哎呀！把我被抓起来！
That's okay.
哎呀！
Doesn't
哎
have
呦
to play. Oh, it does have to.
快爆了！哦，又被抓！
Close and personal. The tail.
哎，太弱了吧？你可以滚啊！
I don't think
你的翻滚呢？
that the landmaster belongs to the land.
那个核弹没吃到，哎，吃到哎，那是刚才的吧？
I saw that you were shooting.
So now it changed phases. You have to shoot the back of the train now to the damage.
我地板有电呢，这个还有障碍哦，我撞那个嘛，
But you could also
看他要跳起来。
you could also see too that now that Rob has advanced
哎呀，
to a
哦，
phase, they have a whole series
快
of
挂了，
Yeah.
血条已经红色了。
Yeah, the enemies have a lot of details.
哎呦，哦，还好还有音呢
I。gave him 120 hits, but I did take a.
Yeah. I thought you did a good job.
I thought so as well.
Yeah, this is not an easy one.
This is hard. And this was only a normal, so it's like imagine what expert is gonna be like.
Experts have the same difficulty as playing through the expert campaign, right? So, challenges with the fighter and
Gone already?
feel a lot something.
Yeah. There's a level and a challenge difficulty for everyone.
Yeah, there's so much to pursue for every kind of player in this game. Really cool. Alright, so the results screen here. That's a lot of damage.
就分数超低。
Begrudgingly.
You missed the G diffusers and the weapons.
There's a G diffuser on the, I guess there would be, right? The boost game, yeah, there's G diffuser, so.
All right. So yeah, all right. Well, that was really cool. So that's the end of our single player kind of show of Star Fox. But don't go anywhere. We're actually gonna segue to the next segment, which is actually Splatoon Raiders. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
他们是一个半小时啊。拜拜哟。拜拜。
Welcome back to Nintendo Treehouse Live. I'm Emily, and I'm here with Dutch, Morgan, and Jose, and today we're playing Splatoon Raiders. Raiders is coming out on July 23rd, and it's a Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive. And today we're going to show you some live gameplay. One thing to keep in note is we are playing a development build. With that all out of the way, Jose, kick us off.
Cool. Yeah. So as Emily said, music.
哇，换那款游戏啦。
Start by making a character. And I'm going to make some choices and just kind of think about those. And just to set us up here for any of you who may not be in the Splatoon world or the universe of the franchise.
他们那个谁，
been devastated by catastrophic.
小颖最喜欢玩的游戏。
Totally wiped out humanity, so this is a post-humanity world.
小颖呢？
Some other creatures have kind of evolved and made their way back onto land. Most notably, the Inklings and the Octolings here, which are kind of the squid, half octopus, respectively, and half humanoid. They can kind of switch between their squid, their octopus ones, and their humanoid ones.
Yeah, you can see Jose with an octoling there with a big tentacle on top of the head.
Yeah.
I like that you have your hairband is a plastic bag, I believe.
Nice.
Which we'll see how that fits into the game and all the salvage. This game has a lot of salvage features.
我觉得这些应该是制作组哦，制作成员哦，我在猜，就他们一定是那些制作的人员。这一定要的啊，自己要推销，自产自销，你知道吗？做那么辛苦，所以他出来就要推销一下。所以那些应该是制作的人员，游戏制作者啦。
Out here on the Spiralite Island. So at its core, this game is an action game.
一定是的啊。
Element of shooting. So you're playing as either an Inkling or an Octoling. And, what do octopuses and squids do? They shoot ink, right? So here, I suppose again, this setup, you can see he's using the motion controls. And you can use the motion controls to kind of fine-tune your aiming. You can also look around with the right stick, right? So you're maybe using your right stick to make bigger movements and then fine-tuning that with the motion controls, which for anybody who's played Splatoon or another game in the series, it's super comfortable. I love it. It feels very intuitive.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat where I feel like the best piece of advice I could give somebody new is hey, rotate the camera with the right stick and then use your fine-tuning motion control just for the up and down. It really helps. But you'll see it as I fire my weapon, I fire ink, right? And there's a tank on my back that is slowly depleting. You fire some into the ocean, why not? And once you're out of ink, you are empty. You hear that sound. Now, you'll notice that ink will slowly refill, right, as you kind of wait. But faster I do that, just dive in. Do that. There you go.
Nice.
And you also notice that you are slower on two legs, but if you are in ink, you can transform into your swim form outside of ink. I don't recommend this. I also do not recommend jumping into water because even though we look like secret, we are not safe there.
火焰呢？怎么回事啊？不能碰水吗？
My health bar is pretty much done.
If you take any damage in that state, then you're done. You're splatted.
Yeah, that's a one-shot. Small fries especially love to sneak up and just slap you with a spoon and get that.
Yeah. So you said we're gonna get our feet wet, but don't actually get your feet wet.
Yeah. Please don't.
It was a figure of speech.
Yeah. But, you'll see, and as you get used to kind of the loop, right? When you fire ink, one of the coolest things about swim form is also that you reload very quickly, right? So you're able to basically kind of keep your ammo up and going.
哦，所以它可以躲在自己的油漆里面啊。
This is just going to show you very much like, you know,
然后它碰到水可能就会被淹死嘛，因为它是油漆啊，是这样吗？
basic understanding of how the game
然后可是它陆地的话没办法，就是做得很慢，
right? Like, well, that's kind of
是这样吗？还是这样？
there. But
哦，就是陆地更油啊。
I also, can I just call out that I love this like animation that plays here, like as the ink kind of drips down.
It's very
Wow.
It is very satisfying. Another
陆地的话人走得比较快，如果用油的话，陆地没办法
fire,
游，
nothing is happening. Really
很
pay
难游。
attention to for a hit marker like that.
陆地要涂漆才油就对了，
Yeah, you're actually gonna.
啊油也可以就是躲藏，就不会被打。
Well, you should kind of limp your way.
哦，可以这样子哦。
Yeah, this is also true for falling through grates. But this is the first big lesson
穿透
in
这样。
Splatoon gameplay, right? That,
这个是敌人的油漆是吗
You can see the hellfire down in the bottom left, kind of ticking down. Which is, we should mention that's a new mechanic here in Splatoon Raiders. In other Splatoon games, you didn't have any visual information about what your like numerical health actually was, but actually it's pretty key in this game. So that's been added to the UI here.
Yeah. Another fun new addition are these little wooden boards you can use to kind of surf between islands and between sections.
就我还以为是他们终于直面会结束了，所以直面会是面对他们那些游戏工程师
So if you
啦，
played other games in the Splatoon series, maybe you played Salmon Run.
所以直面会就面对那些制作者啊。
They are fiercely territorial, and I don't know that they're going to be super happy about you being here, Jose. So,
yeah. No, my favorite thing is just the boldness of Salmonids. Like, once they notice that you are here, like, it is their mission to slap you with a utensil of some kind. The small fryer, you know, there's no fear over, like, the fact that I'm bigger or that, you know, these enemies are pretty weak. Yeah. Every once in a while, too, you'll see little things like this where you can jump through a squid ring. Get a couple of resources for doing that, too. It's kind of nice.
My favorite part of the salmonids is that they have cooking ware. So like you had pointed out, like some of them have frying pans, some of them have tongs.
Yeah, the salmonids as a as a species, I guess, are kind of food obsessed. They're all about deliciousness. They are seafood, and they take pride in that.
yeah, you might see in their territory. I don't know if you can see anything right here, Jose, like cooking utensils and stuff. On the horizon.
可是他们这次应该是玩故事剧情嘛，他们还没有在玩对战那样子。
Looks like maybe that's a salt grinder.
那现在只是收集东西而已吧。
There's a food theme going through this game, too. It's kind of pork. Yeah, yeah. Or maybe it's pork. I can't tell. We'll take off this way. One thing, too, if you're a returning player and you're like, hey, what about like moves like squid roll? Don't worry. Still here.
Yeah, it feels a lot like if you're familiar with the mechanics and gameplay of other games in the Splatoon series, it's going to feel very comfortable.
But even if you're not familiar with the controls, this was my first time playing a Splatoon game, and I found it really intuitive. Like the fact that a lot of the controls are the same. It's also really satisfying to like swoosh through the ink. So don't be afraid, to try this game.
On the topic of fear, though.
Oh no! What are we gonna be afraid of?
Oh yes.
哦，这是故事剧情啊，现在打王之类的。
That's a new salmonid for the people will not be familiar with that salmonid. It's all new for this game.
Not so
correct. Its name is it's a salty tongue, which its tongue right there.
They got a lot of health. They hit pretty hard.
Yeah.
So do not try to like stay away. They primarily charge forward and that.
这他满嘴都木。
But yeah, just keep doing some damage. Try to dodge. And sometimes they can drop a weapon.
Which is also new for the Splatoon series. You get weapons that drop, and that's going to be key to the kind of the gameplay and your adventure here is finding new loot, new weapons, and then collecting them.
I enjoy how satisfying that kind of loot is. As you like go out on raids and find more to do, more stuff to do. I'm just gonna each around here real quick, just taking a little bit of the scenery. A lonely set of islands. But oh look,
That's an old propane tank in the water.
Oh, was it? Whoa. Oh yeah. That's good. Yeah. Walked by that thing 100 times. That's right. I was like, that's not a propane tank. Made a discovery.
We found something.
I've been busted, apparently.
It's seen better days.
But you know, we're out here, we're in the islands, we gotta take whatever we can get, right? You know, you find something, you bring it back, you see what you can do with it.
Some begrudging help to get it back to the island, over to our hideout ship. So we're gonna quickly take you around there in a second. Okay.
Okay. So that was our exploration bot, and we'll show you some techniques with that later. But one of the most important parts of the bot is that it allows you to take members of the Deep Cut along with you to your exploration. But you may be asking yourself, who is Deep Cut? Of course, many people that are watching this and in this room know who Deep Cut is, but some of us may be new to them, myself included. So Deep Cut is a member of a three group of musicians, and they hosted the Spotfest back in Spotlands in Splatoon 3. And they really love collecting treasure, and that's kind of how you met them. So you're their mechanic, and 30 days ago, while you were looking for treasure, you crash landed on the Firelight Islands, and this is your hideout ship.
You can see they each have like very different personalities they're expressing. I'm trying really hard to just kind of cheat and give you a pretty good look. That's Big Man on the right. That's Fry on the left. If you really don't want to be, if you want to be an unfriendly, crewmate, can cause a little bit of mischief. Mischief's kind of a big thing in Splatoon, at least in my mind. And if not, maybe I'm just causing too much mischief when I play these games. But you can like douse your teammates a little bit. They'll be fine. You really just wipe it off and they're good to go.
They're good sports.
Yeah.
And the other character here is the player character, right? So you're playing as the mechanic, who is mostly responsible for everything that you see here on the base. Kind of a mechanical genius. You know, Deep Cut isn't, that's not their forte. So most of what you see built here was the mechanic.
Yeah, speaking of built, you might notice that on my back, there's very different tank, and more importantly, there are gadgets hanging off of the right and left of me. So we're going to talk a little bit about this because this is something that the mechanic builds over the course of the adventure. So you get one gadget when you start the game and get a tank for the first time. And I'm going to demo a few for you just to show you a couple. Let's start with the one on the left shoulder. This is spin wheel, which if I press and hold the button, I can lock on and kind of it'll like steer its way towards that target. That's really helpful, especially with boss salmonid, to be able to just like use a weapon that'll kind of home in on them a little bit. The other gadget that I'm wearing right now, it's on my right, is right here, the splashes. So I think this is enough distance. Let's try it. 1, 2, 3.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And you can see that little cooldown started. There's a little timer. So each gadget has a cooldown. You can see you can still use the spin wheel on the left. It's not cooling down. See, they each have an independent cooldown timer.
And this is a big change for this game and other games in the Splatoon series. You had sub-weapons that were typically like a bomb that you would throw. So in Splatoon Raiders, sub-weapons are out and gadgets are in.
Yeah.
So, and each gadget has like, you know, we can just see with these two very different functions, different types of attacks. Some are more offensive, some are more defensive.
Yeah, and we got a third one to show today. I'm going to quickly equip it to replace the spin wheel. This one is Firelights.
Yeah, and you can see how they equip that. It's not tied to your main weapon, the gadget. It's sort of what you choose to equip.
Yeah, this
based on which tank you have.
And you see this one too, it's like a shield that'll kind of ink the ground as well.
It really feels like a protective barrier.
Oh yeah. I'm going to use that salt to just quickly refresh the cooldown. You can only do that on the hideout chip right now. You'll see that it'll do chip damage, anything that's inside.
Which, you know, we should say too, it's nice to have this space on the hideout chip. You can test all the different weapons, you can try different combinations. And you guys can see like how much numerical damage you're doing with each type of gadget and each attack.
Oh yeah. All right, so we got a decision to make. So for gadgets, what do we want to bring with us, right? I feel like I'm kind of torn. I definitely want to bring the Splatchet. I feel like the Splatchet's just so aggressive and such a big hit that I think that's necessary. It really takes the 7 days. What do you think?
I think the floodlights, you know, like that's a good one to use in combination with another one that's more like offensive. It kind of gives you a little bit of protection, helps ink the ground around you to get more mobility. I think that's a good setup.
Cool. All right. I'm going to get us ready for our next race. I'm going to set up really quick at our treasure map. And we're going to go to Metal Rocks. We have a very advanced deployment mechanism as part of our operation here. No Inklings or Octolings have been harmed at all.
That's good.
One thing worth mentioning now that we're going on our first real raid, the training wheels are off. So you can actually adjust the difficulty setting in this game, and that only affects difficulty of the battles. It doesn't affect the treasure you get. So I myself play as a tourist, and I have no shame in admitting that. So highly recommend if you just want to enjoy it a little bit at easier level.
You'll notice that regardless of your skill level, you are not alone on these raids. A member of Deep Cut is going to join you. It's a bit of a tight fit, but Big Man is with us.
He's fired up, though.
He's fired up, though. Watch this. Yeah. There you go. Give him Booyah. Just get that Booyah.
And you can choose, like we said, which member of Deep Cut you want to bring in the exploration bot.
You can see that you've got support, right? Like, Big Man just jumping right in to, like, start the fight.
I would feel confident, too, if I was in a machine like that.
Yeah. Of course, there's a returning enemy, a Scrapper, right? So you want to knock down its, take it down for a second with its shield and then get behind it. Because while it's driving at you, you can't really hit it. I love these Tong Chums because much like the Chum prior, they just have more range. So they'll swing those Tongs down on you. I also love how they walk. It makes me laugh every time. All right, so we're coming up on our first treasure site here, and you're going to see that there are kind of beams of light in the air showing you where the treasure is. That one with the spiral on it will be the last one. But when you approach these, you're going to see that it's not just the enemies that are out here. There's also got more.
Yeah, Salmonids, a lot of their strength comes in numbers, I feel like. So if you see one Salmonid, it's probably a lot more behind it.
Okay, now you cleared out those enemies there, you can go ahead and use the bot, the drill. And that's going to give you some Spiralite shards. So that's a resource that's specific to the Spiralite Islands here, and that's going to help you upgrade some stuff back at the base.
Yeah. Yeah, the upgrade loop is really kind of the most important part of this game, and you're going to need Spiralite to get a lot of it, so you definitely want to go out of your way to make sure you're picking some up.
You can see Jose just, what did you just do there?
Baja.
Oh man, what did I
was
just
that?
That was a Baja. Yeah, look at that.
Because that was a wall that I think you could not have inked your way up that wall.
Yeah, I could not, yeah. But the magic of the bot hop.
Yeah, you can see we got some particular floaty physics here in the Spiralite Island, something keeping you in the air, in the float for a little bit longer than you normally would.
Yeah.
One tip though, don't transform or you fall like a stone.
Yeah. Oh, no. And since you can call the bot to you at any time, call it over to you, sort of allows you to not just have the bot as backup, but bring that bot hop in. Any number of situations.
Especially because of the nature of the combat, where you say it's like a numbers game where the Salmonids are just swarming you. It's nice to be able to call the bot over and just do one of those big floaty jumps and kind of get out of trouble.
Yeah, get an aerial advantage.
I love
See everything.
Yeah, I love too that when you call in the bot, there's a huge explosion of ink that follows when you drop.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
It's super helpful to in a pinch. Let's press on. That's a stinger, and I know I showed you the bot hop, but these plants are really weird in that they also allow you to quickly jump into the air. There you go, which can be super helpful if you're ever in a situation. And I turned this on thinking that this enemy would have kind of made its way up to me, but of course Big Man was on the case, so I didn't have anything to worry about there. But I'm going to get a little closer to that plant and do it again, just so you can see, like when you get close to it, the leaves start spinning some more, and when you jump the second time, you get that similar effect with the floatiness. Same rule too. If you transform into your swim form, you drop straight down. So here's our second treasure site, and they're coming in. There goes the Quahog. Oh boy! All right, I'm gonna ask Big Man to get close. I like this buddy jump too, just because we're able to use it as an eject button. There you go. Oh, look at that!
We can see there Jose leveled up, so he's going to get some immediate boost to his stats.
Yeah, and you also will see that, like, over time, you get stronger as, the game is obviously going to get more difficult as you play, but you also get stronger as well. So you kind of end up meeting the game kind of halfway. You'll see here, we got another group of enemies coming up. I'm going to actually use this as a good spot to just... First of all, use my Starlight to keep them back, and then charge in, finish the job.
Yeah, that's Classic can make quick work of whole bunch of salmon at once, which is nice.
Oh yeah. And we saw there the little kind of like crystallized yellow thing. That was material that you got from that enemy, and that's also going to be key for building stuff and upgrading stuff back at the base.
I feel like one thing to note too, Jose has done a really good job picking up all those drops. However, even if you don't pick them up, they're still yours to keep. So
Any,
still
yeah,
get them.
yeah, any treasure that drops is yours in the game, regardless of if you complete the raid, which is really helpful. Yeah. Oh, so we're charged. You may have noticed we've been picking up those big orange looking eggs. Those are mega power eggs, and they charge a meter. But that says it's charged. And if you've seen some prior trailers, you may have seen this before, but basically do a move called a showstopper.
I love the air horn.
And Big Man's showstopper specifically is for running into enemies. You want to slam into them, but you can also toss out those little manta rays. Yeah. Got it. All right.
Here's our last big treasure.
Yeah.
Big Man's going to drill that.
Good luck.
Nice.
Ooh, all right. Ooh, materials and a chest.
Right, but we don't want to spoil it, so we're not going to take a look at the contents of the treasure chest right now, right?
Yeah, no.
We'll keep that a surprise for folks at home.
But that's our demo. Just wondering what else we have on the store.
Yeah, so there are a couple other ways that you can kind of stay in tune with what's happening with Splatoon Raiders. One is an upcoming direct. You can learn more about the treasures and the gadgets and whatnot. Another is the Splatoon North America League playoffs. So if you're interested in that, please make sure to tune in.
And also, for fans of Splatoon 3, there's going to be a collaboration Splatfest with a team featuring Splatoon Raiders. That's going to be the weekend of July 10th, so keep an eye out for that as well.
One thing though, something else is coming out with this game when it releases, the date that it
Yes. When we dramatically go off screen and then reappear with some gifts.
Give me gifts.
Yeah.
Please.
So we have a deep cut amiibo here. So we have Fry, Sugar, and Big Man. Your little squid hands.
their island outfits here.
So you can check them out here. And then I do want to call out Big Man's. The other side of some cool details.
I love it. I love his backpack. He's ready for anything.
Yeah, they also actually kind of fit together if you
show us.
Yeah, so with Big Man facing this way, and these two here, well, doing a little bit of a bad job, but hopefully you can see that they kind of dock together. Yeah, I'm going to turn it a little more that way.
Nice.
I think I got it.
Good angle.
Yeah, all right, we made it.
That's the proof.
The final form.
Yeah, which is kind of a neat feature that they have.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to take this back.
Awesome.
And yeah, so these come out on July 23rd, which is also the release game of Splatoon Raiders. Thank you so much for watching. My name was Emily, and I was here today with Dutch, Morgan, Jose. And don't go away. Please stay tuned on Nintendo Treehouse Live. Next up we have is Rhythm Heaven Groove. Thank you so much.
Hi, and welcome back to Nintendo Treehouse Live. My name is Kay, and I'm here with Lindsay, JC, and Bill. And we're going to play some Rhythm Heaven Groove. Let's just jump right in.
10, 9.
Okay.
Dang it!
Oh, this is
wow. This is not how we're supposed to start. You're making it look so easy, and it's really not.
That's insane. Okay, so with Bill, basically, we're playing a game called Cake Weight, and Bill just pressed a button exactly to the 10th. hundredth of a second.
Oh my gosh.
That's ridiculous.
Right when we hit
Perfect
zero.
timing.
We'll redeem ourselves, but
Yeah.
this doesn't mean that he'll get gold plate.
That's I mean, he does get a gold plate for getting that one, but we can't let him
Let's see
win.
you do it again,
Yeah,
Bill.
that's not happening twice. Like, we Yes. just can't. Okay. All right, lock it. Come on.
10, 9.
Bill!
This cannot be.
These are the best scores I've ever had in this game. What are you doing to us?
And, have you been? What's happening here?
I haven't been practicing. I'm just really feeling the rhythm today.
Oh,
That's you are feeling it. This is true. Okay, we can't let this happen.
Guys, he's beating us.
Yeah, this is
no,
true.
we won't let this
No,
happen.
no, we're good. We're good.
It's okay. It's not over until it's over.
Okay, remember, hit it in 3.
9.
Let's see.
Oh,
all right.
wow.
This didn't speak up.
Nice. He did not.
Yes. All right, it's first of 3 wins, so we have a little bit more to go to try and prevent Bill from just absolutely cleaning our clocks here. So,
Eating all the cake for himself.
what? Is that cake?
I haven't seen that one before.
Watch the jiggle.
JC got the snap.
Yeah, one! Woo! There we go.
JC got up to 2nd place.
Still meddling.
Oh, if you do it in a pancake, I don't know what
This
it
feels
is.
like a pancake to me. Your chest matches it.
No pressure.
All pressure.
No!
Oh, that was really
Close.
good.
Close.
So good.
I was so early that time. I'm just so excited. Okay.
So good. Is that floating?
Oh my gosh.
没了吗？大家拜拜啦。